Aidan, what's, I know he was November commit and whatnot, for previous Air Force commit, but just when did you realize that, he was a player that you wanted to target, and just how did that relationship grow?
Well, I just told him before, we had Aidan in the summer, so I don't think anybody really knows that part of the story, is that he came over for a one-day tryout, and so we worked him out. I worked him out on my own. It was like a one-on-one deal. And we got some previous information from some people that we trust, and that's how the process started. So the relationship had kind of been going on since the summer. It wasn't one of those bang bang things. But then you really, just being real to the kid, you just had to say, hey, listen, you check a lot of boxes. Now you got to play, because you didn't get to play the year before. Had some injury, and then we just need to see the film. And so when the film, we got into about game 4, game 5, and then put together some nice clips, that's when the real thing started happening, and we started to, look at him as a staff and say, hey, here's what we, like about him. We already knew some things about him which were helpful. It wasn't like this wide open, who is this guy type deal. We got to do all this catch up on him.
So with those skill sets and what stood out, what stands out about him that what he can bring to the inside linebacker room, especially as a mid-year enrollee?
Well, what he can bring to himself is just coming early and having a chance to learn the playbook and what we do and everything that goes with it. There's a lot for a young guy to come in and learn. So if you can take, take the edge off a little bit by coming in the spring, it's going to make your fall that much more, put you that much more in line to play. So for him, coming in early, just having a chance to learn the playbook and then hit it one more time, in the summer and then the fall is huge.
And with his skill set, what do you feel he can bring in terms of, see what others have done at the position group since you've taken over?
What he can bring, you're either going to play a Mike or a Will, right? And really those two positions aren't that far off, The things that he did on film that we liked are the things that he can bring. He runs real well, he's sudden, he's explosive. He was physical, for what he did in the league that he played in, which was a good league. And then what I was really impressed with was he wasn't just a guy where the school's really well-coached school, where they said, well, guy's a linebacker and that's all he does. This guy was returning kickoffs, this guy was playing fullback, this guy never came off the field. And I think that's a really good sign that, if you're a good coach, you're using your best players, and he was clearly one of the best players in a really good league, and just showcasing all his different talents. So that's something that stands out. Doesn't come off the field.